I'm your host, Stephen Bann, over here on the Sports Talk Line Network, where we talk sports 24/7, 365. This is my partner in crime, Joshua Griffith. We're here for live reaction, Week 14. What's going on, J-Man?
Well, it was an interesting morning slate of games with some pretty boring ones, but we got some exciting ones to kind of end the day, and we got some good ones still to look forward to ahead. So good day of football so far, and I'm excited to be here with you on the live reaction show, Van, to talk some NFL.
All right, man. Well, let's dive right into it. Let's talk about a game that just finished, and the NFC East is wrapped up in a lot of interesting games, interesting results. It's amazing that the bottom of the league could be so viable because it's a playoff spot in the balance, whoever wins the NFC East. And here you have the Philadelphia Eagles going against the Saints, which are on an 8-game win streak or some crap like that?
Nine-game win streak. And unfortunately, it has come to an end as the Eagles took care of business 24-21. I don't know if anyone saw that coming.
So Wentz must have had just an incredible game, huh?
Oh, Wentz was unfortunately not playing. The Eagles went.
So he didn't turn the ball over today. That's the secret.
That is one of the secrets of and him playing quarterback is not turning the ball over. So if they found the solution to that is not putting him on the field and starting Jalen Hurts, it didn't really hurt them today as the second round pick, 53rd overall, looked pretty good in his NFL debut. Okay,
what's the over/under on puns you're going to work on Hurt for this?
The over/under on how many I have written down, or over/under on how many I'm going to have try and work in?
I'm not going to touch it either way. All right, but I mean, Jalen Hurts. Let's talk about him, man. 17 of 30, 167 yards, 1 touchdown. On the ground, he gets 18 of 106. 5.9 average. And then Miles Sanders, they give him the ball 14 times. He rips off 115 yards, 2 scores. I mean, this is what you want if you're trying to get control of things. You're a little out of sync. A dominant ground game, an opportunistic defense. That's a winning combo, isn't it?
It was almost like the Doug Peterson Eagles days of the Super Bowl era. It was nice to see because, I mean, and I'm saying that about what are they, like 5-7 now? But, we are seeing some interesting parity in the NFC East. And today, Jalen Hurts was kind of put in the perfect position for him for his NFL debut. He was able to give the ball off to Miles Sanders, like you said, 115 yards, 14 carries, 2 TDs. Like that makes it easy on a young quarterback. And then something that really stepped up for the Eagles today was their defense. Josh Sweat, 2 sacks, the big forced fumble in the fourth quarter there when the offense was kind of stalling. I mean, they led 17-0 at the half. They came out in the second quarter, punted it. The Saints went down, scored a touchdown. Eagles come back, turnover on downs. Saints go down, score a touchdown. Eagles, another punt, and it was really looking like the Saints were going to come away with the victory, going to come back. And Josh Sweat just really made a huge play, and that was kind of a game changer.
Yeah, and when you look at, Taysom Hill, who is the guy that Sean Payton has groomed here as the multi-threat QB, lining him up in the Wildcat, running him. But now, out of the pocket, 28 of 38, 291 yards, 2 touchdowns. But on the ground, only 5 of 33. Basically, he was left really hurting there, wasn't he?
He wasn't, and I think the Saints are kind of trying and struggling, figuring out, okay, well, we have Drew Brees coming back quickly. How are we still going to kind of wrap our offense around what Taysom Hill does, or are we going to kind of move back into what Drew Brees does? But it was one of the things that really stood out in this game for me was only 11 carries for Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, I mean, that was freaky, and 50 yards on that. But Michael Thomas, man, 84 yards, 8 receptions, 8 targets. I mean, he looks at him, he catches it. I'd look at him more if I was them, especially if I was behind. But, what a match. And then here you go, the Eagles, who were, on a grease skid to the bottom of the division, hit the brakes hard. And they don't do it against an easy team. They do it against a team on a 9-game win streak. Wow. I mean, that just blows my mind. Now let's zip over to a team. It's not an NFC. Let's go AFC. And I want to talk about this game because there's so many weird angles in it. Because I'm talking about the Indianapolis Colts who dropped a 40 burger on the Las Vegas Raiders today. And, everybody's been talking about the Raiders are for real. The Raiders defense is for real. The Raiders offense is really for real. And here they go again, another week when they're not for real. And on the other hand, the Indianapolis Colts, you've got Phillip Rivers, who threw a gazillion interceptions last season. It was like him and Jameis Winston playing ping pong on the interception wheel. And he goes 19 of 28, 244, 2 touchdowns, nada interceptions. Jonathan Taylor, 20 carries, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. Man, that's winning football, isn't it?
It is, and I think something that Phillip Rivers was solely missing last season as a Charger in LA or San Diego or wherever they were playing last season, is an offensive line and actually offensive targets to go to. And if you look at T.Y. Hilton, man, like that guy's a wide receiver. That guy's a playmaker, and he's showing up today. Showed up 5 receptions, 86 yards, 2 touchdowns for him. I mean, he's making things easy on Phillip Rivers, and I think Phillip Rivers has kind of got the whole, wait, I actually kind of like playing football. If I'm not getting smashed on every single play, I don't mind this game.
Yeah, he's thinking about going home and having another kid. It's so much fun. No, I agree
Throwing
with you.
touchdowns like they're babies.
And the T.Y. Hilton thing, man, it took him a while for him and T.Y. to get on the same page. They started out a little bit slow at the beginning of the season, but if you held on to this group and watch them, they've really started to come into rhythm. And I love what you said there. He's not a wide receiver. He's a playmaker. And that's exactly what he's doing, man. He's making big plays. And then you flip over to the Raiders. Derek Carr, huge day. Of course, when you're behind by 40 points, it's going to be huge. 31 of 45, 16 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 2 picks. And then Josh Jacobs, the running back that's going to make everything work for him. 49 yards, 3.8 average. That does not get it done in the NFL, does it?
No, it doesn't. But I think one of the important things he said is when you're trying to come back, when Derek Carr, a recipe for success for Oakland is not Derek Carr throwing the ball 45 times. He's not one of those quarterbacks. If maybe Russell Wilson has to do it on a day, Tom Brady, I don't mind it. But I'm not having Derek Carr throw the ball 45 times a game and hoping I'm winning.
Good call.
I mean, yes, Josh Jacobs has shown things this season, but again, John Gruden is so quick to get away from that when he's down.
I don't care if you're Dan Marino, if you're throwing the ball 40-something times a game, you generally are losing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just the way it is. It's not a winning prescription. All right, it's time to get fun. It's time to get fun because we're going to talk history here because everybody knows the butt fumble, right? New York Jets, the butt fumble. We have a new sighting. We have a butt fumble that we're going to talk about right here, right now. And we're talking the Dallas Cowboys and the Cincinnati Bengals. This is a huge play. I'm going to bring it up on the screen here right now and share it with you. And the running back here, Travion Williams, he's going to run right into the back of left tackle Hakeem Adeniji, all right, who's a rookie, big guy, number 77. Here it is live in real time. Aldon Smith does a scoop and score there, picks it up and goes 78 yards. And it looks like, it's a fumble and he picks it up. But upon review, check out, as the running back right here, all right, he runs right there, man. I mean, you cannot miss this. Right there, there's the ball coming out. There is not a Cowboy touching him. He's run right into the butt of Mr. 77, the rookie. I mean, how can he miss that guy? That guy is a house. And then you watch what happens after that. The ball is out. And Aldon Smith, he's been around, man. He sees that. He's not going to fall on it, man. That's a biscuit. He knows where the gravy is. It's at the other end. And that's 6 points. And you see, this is just great fun. This is history. If everybody enjoyed the butt fumble, you're darn sure going to enjoy that. What's not to love about it, right?
We got the second butt fumble, and you know what? As a coach, can you even be mad about that? Because it's like, hey, so you're obviously not skipping. You're not skipping leg day. You're not skipping squats. You're not skipping your deadlift.
No.
And I love it too because as a young player, when you play football, you're always taught to dive on the ball right away. You never scoop. You always dive on the ball. And then when you get into the NFL, it's always scoop and score.
Shoo.
You don't get that many opportunities to go for a touchdown.
No,
on a
man, he
defense.
took that thing and left the house with it.
So
It's nice to see him go. And of course, what this does, the Cowboys dropped a 30 burger on the hapless Bengals, which means they won. All right. And what does that do? Oh, quit smiling. Just stop it, Josh. Just stop it. What does that mean to the NFC East and the Dallas Cowboys?
Oh, we were joking around in the green room, and you said they're just ruining their draft right now. But the Dallas Cowboys are still in the hunt for the NFC East championship. Washington was able to hold off a late surge by the San Francisco 49ers today, and they moved to 6-7. They're at the top of the division. New York Giants 5-8. Philly move into 4-8-1, and they have that tie. Remember, so that could be interesting when we get down late in things. Last 3 weeks of the season, and these teams are going to start playing each other. Oh my Lord, am I excited for you and Tom and everyone, just this whole 3 weeks of this division.
I mean, bated breath. All right. If anybody has insight, please comment below while you're hitting that subscribe and slapping that notify bell. We appreciate it. Without you, this doesn't happen. But which 6-win team in the NFC East is going to win it? That is the question. It's not who, it's which 6-win team, because it's only going to take 6. 7 on the outside. Okay.
So Washington is done their wins for the year now.
That's it. That's it. They're gone. They're packing it in. They're mailing it at home now. That's it. 6 wins is all you're allowed in the NFC East. And, they're just going to let tiebreakers. And if that doesn't work, they're going to do a thing with the chicken and a goat. And it's really going to be entertaining. Some people would say more so than some of the NFC East football game. All right.
It'll come down to like FIFA rules where it's based on penalties. Whoever had the least amount of penalties.
We'll have penalty kicks. All right. Yeah, that's right. And make the coaches kick. Okay. Now let's get on to another game. Let's flip over to the AFC, which has its own dysfunction going on right now. And I mean really out there, man, really out there. Because I'm talking the Houston Texans, who have Deshaun Watson, a good quarterback. Of course, they used to have a good wide receiver too, didn't they?
They used to have a good wide receiver.
Like one of the best in the NFL? Okay, but I digress. Anyhow, he's out there right now. He's with Arizona. And a winning effort today. But the Chicago Bears, they drafted high on a quarterback, but he's not, he's a bust. He's not doing any good. And their running back, he hasn't been doing good all year. And then all of a sudden they turn around, drop 36 points on the hapless Texans, who barely managed to put up 7. Mitch Trubisky, 24 of 33, 267 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. David Montgomery, 11 carries, 113 yards, a touchdown. He took one to the house, went downtown with it, man. I mean, this is the Bears you want to see. They're not done. Allen Robinson, receiver, 9 receptions, 123 yards, a touchdown. Khalil Mack, fumble recovery. Khalil Mack, pass defense. Khalil Mack, you get the trip. The people that are supposed to be doing good things, they all showed up to play ball. What? Wow. What happened?
What is with the Bears this year? They started the year off 5-1. And then they went to like an impromptu quarterback switch at like on that 6th game where they won it. And then Nick Foles fumbled around for a bit, and then Mitchell Trubisky came back in, and now all of a sudden we have Mitchell the Truth Trubisky back again for the Bears. And at a 6-7 record, they are definitely not out of a playoff hunt yet.
No, they would be in first place in the NFC East, man. Okay.
The 3rd place team in the NFC West would be in first in the NFC.
What's your point?
That's true.
All right. But, flipping over, the Texans here, all right, you think they'd have a good rushing game because they traded away arguably the best wide receiver in the NFL, and they got back a running back who's, got to be pretty good, right? So Buddy Howell got 11 carries today. Buddy who? Buddy who Howell got 11 carries for 42 yards, 3.8 average. Duke Johnson is third down on the list with 8 carries for a whopping 26 yards, 3.3 yard average. Yeah, that explains a lot. It's just a mess for them. It's just a mess. I feel so sorry for the guys with talent on the team. I feel so sorry for Watt, Mr. Watt. I mean, oh man, a trooper. But that's just sad all the way around. The Washington did hold on to win against the 49ers. And that's a mess because Alex Smith wasn't the reason. Mr. Game Manager got his rear benched after throwing a pick. Dwayne Haskins came back, did just enough to get him the victory. They held on, but it's their defense that wins for them, right?
Yeah, it was the whole season. That's what they've been relying on is their defense and being able to make up for mistakes that their quarterbacks have done. I'm going to be interested to see, and I think I might want to do an article on this, the amount of quarterbacks that the NFC East has used this season is ridiculous. So that basically finishes things up for the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, stick a fork in them.
Yeah, stick a fork in them. They got a long chance at it, but they're kind of looking at like New England Patriot hopes, where they're looking to win out and hope every other team loses 2 out of 3.
All right. Well, hey, about the only other 2 games of note that we didn't really talk about is Tennessee, Jacksonville. Tennessee 31. Oh, I should say Derrick Henry 31, Jacksonville 10. I mean, and that's just the way that went down, right? Yep. And then, of course, Kansas City 33, Miami 27. It was a closer ball game than I thought it was going to be. We had talked, Tom McAllister and I talked also about this being probably a pretty good matchup because Miami is coming on, man. This Kansas City, Miami, this could be a preview of a matchup that's going to be a lot of fun to watch up for a lot of years. Would you agree?
I would 100% agree with that. And then the only other game we missed was the Green Bay Packers moved into first overall in the NFC with their big win 31-24 over the Lions. And that game was really close all the way up until half, 14-14 at halftime. Kind of a duel between Rodgers and Stafford. And then Green Bay just kind of defense took over. They showed why they're the better team. And yeah, like I said, moved into first for NFC and can kind of win out, and they will get the bye if that goes how it is.
All right. Well, look, folks, that's it for today. If you haven't done it yet, please do it right now. Hit that subscribe, hit that notify. We really, really appreciate when you do that. Without you all, this doesn't happen. So thanks again so much. Before you go, Joshua, tell us real quick about this show that you're doing with the Unnamed Sports Show and how they can find you on social media.
Well, you can find me on social media, of course, at Joshua Griffith0 on Twitter. And you can check out the Unnamed Sports Show here on the Sports Talkline YouTube channel. I have a great guest actually with a Canadian skeleton racer, Grace Defoe, and had a great conversation with her to ask her what her top speed she's ever been clocked at. It is 134.9 kilometers an hour going down an ice track head first. So you guys stay tuned for that conversation. And next week, going to get you caught up with the NBA season that starts here on December 22nd. So we're really excited for that to come back here at Sports Talkline Network. So
yes, that's right. Go NBA. All right. And you can find me on Twitter at Stephen Vandenborg. Be sure and follow Sports Talkline at Sports Talkline. Yeah, it's really that easy. And until next time, listen like you play with intensity. NFL Week 15, you're coming up next, but we'll see you tomorrow night for Monday Night Football. That was exciting, the butt fumble, man.
I hadn't seen that yet. That was good. That was so good.
Oh, dude. I mean, that was awesome.
You love it when they run into their own players and fumble it, because it's like as a running back, one of the main talents you're supposed to have is vision, and it's like you don't see this big giant
Well, that's the thing. They're
330-pound
focused
guy.
on these other guys, I think, and then right then the guy in front of him took a step back, I think, just as he was coming forward. I mean, just, it's one of those things. And then he probably, hit him at just the angle. His hip came up and made a sharp protrusion, just boom, perfect. And the ball, man, it really moved. And it's like, oh, man.
So I'm looking at things. Next week, we got Washington's got the Seahawks.
Right.
Am I seeing this right? Yeah, Washington has the Seahawks. Cowboys have the 49ers. Eagles have the Cardinals. And Giants have the Browns. So look, Washington will probably lose. And if one or the Eagles or Cowboys could get a win, and we could have a really, really fun last 2 weeks for the NFC East. Holy.
Oh, dude, this could just go absolutely wild. I mean,
I want a
absolutely wild.
win. I want a 6-win team.
It needs to happen.
It needs to. I want to say it's 2020, right? Like
It's time to get that off the books.
it's on my 2020 bingo card. Is a NFL conference or division winner with a 6-9 record.
All right.
Or 6
all
and
right.
10. 6 and 10 it would be, or 6-9-1. No, 6-9-1 because I said never mind. I told Tom I wanted the Jets or Giants to win.
I'm checking out some of our Seth Mullen in our chat. He's got some nice comments. I like it.
Is he? I didn't even have the chat up. I had my stats going. I got to get my second. I got my second computer here now, so I can start getting things going where I have my multiple screens and all that. Get fancier. And are we actually still going right now? Oh yeah, we are.
Yeah, I think we are.
Okay.
So hello, everybody. Yeah, out there.
Oh, you guys want to? Well, if you guys want to talk some more NFL, we can talk some more NFL. I want to talk about that LA Rams domination of the New England Patriots on Thursday Night Football.
Oh man, that was some payback there, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was some payback, and I think people have stopped, talking to McVay about being an offensive coach kind of deal because that defense that he has going. Ooh.
What I like about it again is, the class McVay showed. I really like the interaction between McVay and Belichick. Those are two football mind guys. I like the way they carry themselves. They stay focused, and they went after each other. I mean, these two guys have some knowledge. They got some skills. McVay obviously learned from before, and he applied what he had. And I see what Belichick was trying to do. He had a limited tool set coming into this game. So, he went with what he was trying to do, and it didn't work out. He knew that he was, there was nothing he could do about it.
Well, I mean, since chess is so popular right now with the Queen's Gambit being on Netflix and everybody chatting about that, I mean, it was definitely a chess match between the two of them. And I don't think Belichick thought that the running game, and especially the rookie Cam Akers, was going to be such a big deal as he was. So
yeah, totally. Well, hey everybody, we're running long out there, so thanks again for staying on. We don't mind running long. We can actually sit here and talk football, sports all dang day. So, but hey, until next time, we really again appreciate everybody hanging in there. And if you got a question next time, throw it down there in the chat. We'll monitor that and we'll throw it in there. Thanks for stopping by, Seth. We appreciate that. And hey, live reaction on every sport. We do a lot of them. We have different guys that come, gals, whoever, that come out and do it. And it's a lot of fun. We'll see you next time.
Unless you watch the Arsenal one today.
Oh, okay. Unless it was that. That was an ouch one. That was. Oh, Arsenal, man, from such promise to such. I mean, they are the Dallas Cowboys of the Premier League right now, man.
Right now, yeah. The games are going to get flexed out of Sunday night.
Oh, man. Oh. All right. Well.